It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Oh boy, only 33 days until Christmas.
It's 51 days till Christmas, Drew. What are you talking about?
No, it's only 33 until December 7th.
Christmas is on December 25th. It signifies the birth of Jesus Christ.
No.
What do you want about?
No, December 7th, Super Smash Brothers comes out now.
Okay. Why is that suddenly mean a change in date?
Super Smash Brothers is my only god now.
Oh, okay. Alright then.
Hail Sakurai.
Happiest season of all. There'll be parties for hosting marshmallows.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the House of Mario, episode 70. We are the Nintendo Podcast, a part of the 8-Bit Collective. I'm your host, Drew Agnew, and joining me, as always, is my best buddy, Bryce DeWitt.
Oh, it's me.
It is you. This week on the show, we're going to be discussing a lot about the Super Smash Bros. Direct that happened late last week.
A lot.
Yeah, we're going to be discussing a lot.
Oh.
That's what happens on a podcast. Apparently, you talk to one another and
You discuss topics.
yeah, you discuss topics. Maybe you tell a story. There's lots of different mediums for podcasting, but
Story time.
yeah, this one's a discussion about the direct. So, yeah, let's jump straight into it, I guess.
Yep. So, we'll go subject by subject. I think we'll just follow the outline of the direct in general. I've made mention that I'm not very happy with this direct, and you've made mention that you're pretty neutral about it.
Yeah.
I think that overall, it was just a bit of a mess.
It was like the way it was sort of structured, especially splitting up the spirits mode. We'll get to that later, but
yeah.
We'll start off with the characters. So we've got 3 characters.
Yep, but we'll talk about 2 because I think the placement of the third one was kind of a little important.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
So the first character announced through the initial trailer, I suppose, was Ken. Mm-hmm. So Ken versed off against Little Mac, and they had a punch around or whatever. Ken beat him and smashed him into a big old LED screen.
He did. Poor boy.
And then they showcased him a little bit. I'm fine with Ken being in Smash, and it's been in leaks and stuff like that for ages. And I think it's just sort of like, if you could put Ryu in, you could put Ken in.
He's super iconic, and it's one of those characters which he needs to be in there. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say he needs to be in there, but I just think for the fact of Ryu's character in general, it's important that Ken is alongside him. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, he's as I said in the direct, he's the original Echo Fighter.
Yeah.
for Ryu anyway. So.
And then they were like, so one could say Luigi was the original Echo Fighter. I'm like, you're a jokester, Sakurai.
That was a good joke.
You're a jokester, mate. So yeah, he's got slight variations on his moves, and he's faster than Ryu, and I think he's pretty self-explanatory as a character. And again, I don't really have too much of a problem. But in that same trailer, they bounced directly into our next non-Echo fighter, and what was labelled as the last for the main roster, which is Incineroar. Mm-hmm. So Incineroar was in a leak before. This actually propped up a lot of controversy because a lot of people believed the Grinch leak. And a lot of people were rude as hell to him and just bashing the shit out of him when the Grinch leak didn't have Incineroar present.
Yeah.
Now, with Incineroar, I don't think I'm overly excited to have him in there, and to be completely honest, I'm not. I think a general theme is overrepresentation. I feel like there's so much overrepresentation for the 2 non-Echo fighters that were announced, in their respective series. There's 8 Pokemon now.
I don't have a problem with there being a fair few fighters from the Mario series and Pokemon series. I think it was pretty obvious that there was going to be a new Pokemon in this, just due to there's been a new generation, and we're going to see a representation from that. And obviously, Incineroar being a wrestler,
apparently Incineroar is really popular in Japan.
Yeah,
apparently.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't enjoy Sun and Moon, so I think that's where a lot of our thoughts come from
I
him
don't
being
mind the
included.
generations Pokemon per se. I think that Incineroar is probably the weakest one out of the three.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed the other two. Yeah.
But just I don't know, just something in me. There's 70 odd fighters in this game, but when you think about it in a context between the two series of the characters that are announced, that's 20 fighters, 20 out of 70.
They're also the biggest Nintendo franchises.
I understand, and I get that.
Yeah.
I 100% get that, but I feel like Pokemon is such an expendable thing. It has over 800 characters in its own fucking game.
Yeah.
That it's just kind of like, of all of them, like, you picked Incineroar, but imagine the people that are just like, oh, well, I really wanted...
Snorlax.
Snorlax as a character, or like I feel like when you're picking a Pokemon character, there's an extra level of disappointment added to those characters because there's so many other options they could have chosen.
I mean, like when like sort of the characters I was hoping for, I sort of already got the characters I've been hoping for personally. So when I'm thinking about characters, I'm thinking about characters that are just fun to play. And I think Incineroar is that. I think his moveset...
I think he looks fun to play.
He looks fun to play.
I'm not going to deny that. I'm just kind of sour that there's just so much Pokemon representation, and half the time it's just like, oh, when they put in Lucario, heaps of people were disappointed. They're just like, oh, it's not Mewtwo, sort of thing. It's the same sort of sort of thing here. Like, I get that, and his mechanics look fun and everything like that. But I just feel like
with Mewtwo though, like Lucario was sort of his replacement. They were very similar in their movesets.
Yeah, they were.
Not super similar, but fairly.
Yeah. But you know, in saying that, he's definitely a lot more unique than what Lucario is. Yeah. I just feel like I feel like Pokemon representation at this point is probably already too big as it is. And no matter what happens, there's always going to be a large group that's disappointed with the new Pokemon rep, not only because there's so many in Smash already, but because of those 800 different Pokemon that you could choose from. So, I guess... And as a last fighter announcement...
Yeah, it was a weird one to leave to last.
I think that's very disappointing.
It was a weird one to leave to last, yeah.
If anything, I think the argument most people have had is just like, why didn't you just leave Simon Richter to this?
Yeah. The only reason I might have been disappointed that Incineroar was included instead of another Pokemon was just the fact Charizard's already in the game.
Yeah.
So sort of my OCD nature is like, oh, you've already got a fire starter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like Decidueye or someone, like having them, they would have been a completely different character. Like, it would have been like, I don't know how you would have put him in the game. Like, obviously, he's in a Pokken tournament.
Yeah, I think that's the reason he also got excluded from Smash.
Yeah,
in choicing.
He wasn't in Pokken tournament, was he? Incineroar?
No.
Yep. So
I
would have loved to see, like, he was personally my favourite designed Pokemon from Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
I think it was a lot of, like, when the leak for Sun and Moon come out and you saw, like, one of the starters is going to turn into Robin Hood, guys, with a bow and arrow. It's like, oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
His stats and his typing, unfortunately, didn't sort of
match up
in the metagame. But
then you get like, oh, looks like the fire starter's going to be another punchy boy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
that's why it's disappointing to us.
Yeah. He didn't turn out to be a fighting type in the end, thank God.
Yeah, but regardless, Incineroar, fine. That happens.
He'll be fun to play. He'll be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, to a degree. There's a third fighter, but in for context, we'll talk about him when he was actually announced in the direct.
Yeah. So next up was the spirits mode. They finally revealed what that was.
Actually.
Oh, I missed something.
Your thing is actually wrong. You're reading there, my friend.
Yeah, mine's not in order.
No, it wasn't. Just quickly, the overall before we moved on, the overall launch list. What do you think?
Great.
Yeah.
I think every single announcement's been absolutely fantastic. Some have been really exciting. I think this has obviously been the least exciting one.
This has been, thanks to the Grinch leak, pretty disappointing.
Yeah. So,
and I think that's what's to take away from this is the leak was so bountiful that people were just like, oh yeah, and then they're like, oh
yeah, because in the back of my head I was still like, yeah, it's it's a leak, whatever. But it seemed real enough to be like, oh yeah. Like, maybe not the leak by itself, but just the sort of the Grinch in the background backing it up. Yeah, that's what made it seem legit.
That's why it's called the Grinch leak.
Yeah.
But there was some sort of legitimacy to it. But
the leaker really is the Grinch, isn't he?
Yes,
he really is the Grinch.
100% is the Grinch.
you bloody Grinch. you gonna give us Banjo because we've been got our hopes dashed from us.
I'd have to agree. The overall list is pretty good, but this direct made me sort of question a couple of timeline choices, if anything.
I mean, the list is phenomenal. Let's not forget that.
It's It's 100% phenomenal.
It's every single character returning.
Yeah.
And
that alone would sell me a Smash game.
King K. Rool and Ridley were this is the most popular characters in the Nintendo library that people have been asking for.
Yep.
They're here now.
Yep.
Ridley's fun to play.
He is.
King K. Rool we haven't had an opportunity to play yet, but
no.
A lot of these characters are going to be great.
Yeah, and I think they are. I think it's just like these last couple of characters, it's just, I don't know, it's questionable. I felt like Sakurai had nailed everything on the head, and he was just like, I'm listening to everything Smash Brothers players have been saying, but then we got two characters.
I would like, let's just keep the characters. Let's keep the characters in the same conversation. Let's talk about Piranha Plant and the DLC.
Oh, but
how do you feel about that?
It kind of ruins it. Okay, let's talk about the Fighter Pass and Piranha Plant then, because that kind of has to stick together.
Yeah, well, that's what I said.
So, Piranha Plant is being offered as free if you claim your Nintendo Gold points before the 1st of January, I believe it is.
Yeah, this year, yep.
Next year.
Yeah, well, this year, but if you do it this... Yeah,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, what we mean to.
Cool. He certainly looks fun.
Yeah.
He certainly looks unique, and he certainly looks like a cool character in general. But for me, they explained him alongside the Fighters Pass. Well, just after the Fighters Pass, actually. And the Fighters Pass was like, you know, you pay X amount, you get these amount of characters. This is a better model than what they had for Smash 4.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's good. But what I hated about seeing that pass was they were just like, 30 seconds before they announced Piranha Plant, they were like, oh, we put a Rex costume in Smash for your Miis because couldn't get him in there in time. But then they have Piranha Plant coming out. And then they explained that Piranha Plant probably wouldn't be available for 2 months or something like that.
Yeah, a few weeks, a month.
No, they said 2 months. They said roughly a couple months.
Okay.
That shits me off because I would have loved to have seen another Xenoblade representative.
Because like they explained it that the list was cut. Rex didn't make it because he's in a game that came out not even a year ago.
Well, yes, that and they already knew about Rex pre-development. That was quite obvious. They said that he just missed the cut.
Yeah, that sucks.
And that really shits me off because if Piranha Plant is this game's joke character that they're adding in.
Yeah, I love it.
That's very, very clear.
Yep.
But for some reason, the joke character is getting the post-launch development. Why wasn't he just in the game and then they dedicated that time to a different character?
I think what they wanted to include a character for this, to push the game to get pre-orders in before next year. Not just purchase to push purchase in the game.
It's Christmas anyway. People are going to buy the shit out of Smash, but yes,
yeah. And I think it's a simpler character than what someone like Rex or someone would be. It's just like,
but like I've had that argument as well, and then it's just like you could say that, but then if you play Xenoblade, Rex has 4 arts per blade type he uses. So if take into context, he has Pyra's blade. That and Mithra's blade, both of them have 4 arts in the game, which could be assigned to B moves easily. Every A move would just be a generic sword swing. Very easy to add. It didn't matter.
For someone who hasn't played the game, is it similar to what Shulk would be, sort of swapping between? Things? No?
Absolutely not. No. He'd be a very generic sword character.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that wouldn't make it, like, they wouldn't find stuff to make him unique. There's 100% things they could do.
Maybe that could have been a reason they opted not to, because if you remember Fire Emblem, the DLC before, they were bringing out Fire Emblem characters and sword characters a fair bit. No,
I don't think so. Because they could have had... I could explain a moveset to you for Rex without even thinking. They have a B move for each of his arts pertaining to down, left, right, and up. Right? They could have, as his neutral B, swap between Pyra and Mithra. And you could choose Pyra if you're looking for buster damage. So you're looking for the extra damage. And you choose Mithra if you're looking to smash. Similar to how the Monado works with Shulk.
Yeah.
You would only have to have those 2 options. You don't need to have anything else. And then with his A moves, you've got generic sword swings, which every character has anyway, regardless of whether they've got a weapon in their hands or not. They'd be able to find something to do with that. And then he has a grapple option in his grapple hook from the game as well. And that would be pretty much everything covered. Yeah. So I don't agree with the it would take extra development time argument, because I can guarantee you Piranha Plant probably took longer to make him unique in his own sort of right.
Yeah, because I guess like you're sitting down at the table and you're thinking, all right,
how do we make a fucking Piranha Plant work?
Yeah, you put Rex in, you're like, all right, he's got his sword, he swaps between things like you're saying. When Piranha Plant's like, oh shit, yeah, you got to think, think like he's
Well, one of his mechanics is that he withdraws into his pot, and if somebody like dashes through him, he tips in a different direction, and then you can release that move, and his stem extends and he bites someone from like super far away. Yeah, how did you like? That's development time.
That is development time.
That's not something that's appeared in a Mario game. That's something completely unique. We've never fucking seen that. They do the ball thing.
His stem extends. He does the ball thing.
The ball thing. That's not a new mechanic. But the way that they make that mechanic work in the game is completely different to how it was in any other Mario game it was ever displayed in, which was like maybe 1 or 2.
Well, maybe Sakurai said, you know what? Stuff Rex. We're putting Piranha Plant in because I want him in.
That's the thing, and I just think, and again, the other counter argument is this is not the Mario representative that people wanted. They obviously wanted friggin' Waluigi. As much as a meme as he is, and I don't give a shit if he's in the game or not, that's going to piss people off, because if they do eventually dedicate a slot of those DLC passes to Waluigi, then we've just been given 2 Mario characters.
Yeah.
3 if you could include Daisy. 3. That's a lot of Mario characters.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And there's
wholeheartedly.
There's a lot of empty series. It's the same argument with Fire Emblem characters, and people were pissed off about Fire Emblem characters.
Yeah. Well, I guess the thing with the Fire Emblem characters too is they're also like similar, like at least aesthetically. Like
I get that they're similar aesthetically, but it's still sort of like people are complaining about Fire Emblem characters. They're like, oh, there's so many Fire Emblem characters.
Yeah, but
now.
I quite like the huge representation of Mario characters. Just obviously Mario is completely different to Yoshi, and Yoshi to Bowser, and Bowser to bloody Piranha Plant. They're all completely different. I like it.
I 100% get that, but like, there's just so many series that deserve more attention. You could have given me a new Zelda character over Piranha Plant, and I would have been happy, because it has less representation in Smash. But in my opinion, Zelda is my favorite Nintendo series.
Yeah.
It's always held something really close to my heart, but they're just putting in more Mario characters, and with Waluigi on the horizon, because he's considering it now, because people won't shut up.
Excellent.
He's considering it now because people won't shut up. Waluigi might take up a spot in that Fighter's Pass.
Oh, he will.
That's annoying. That's stupid annoying.
Well, you don't want Waluigi?
I don't want him in my Fighter's Pass. I would rather just have him in my base game and not take up that spot.
So you don't want to pay your $9 or whatever for him?
I don't want to pay my $32.50 for $32.50 for the Fighter's Pass and get Waluigi in that Fighter's Pass. And I don't think anybody wants to pay for Waluigi. He should just be in the damn game. Because he's had that.
He's in the game. He's an assist trophy.
He's an assist trophy, yes. But the point is that everybody wants him as a playable character. They've been asking for him among the other characters for that long.
I'd love to see Waluigi in there, but I can take or leave it.
I don't. It's a waste of the slot in the Fighters Pass. I don't want to pay the Fighters Pass and be like, oh look, I paid for one less character because I bought them in a bundle. And one of that character is Waluigi.
Do you think Rex would be in the game in the Fighters Pass?
He won't. He won't. They've pretty much solidified. It'd be the same thing as what they did with Geno. Essentially, they've pretty much solidified his doom with a Mii costume. And like, I appreciate the extra Xenoblade 2 music tracks, but why aren't they just in the fucking game? Why are the music tracks just not in the game? There's Xenoblade tracks. There's not a Xenoblade 2 stage, sure, but they're from a recent Nintendo game. I shouldn't be using a Fighter's Pass to get those music tracks for the game.
Yeah.
That's silly. And then attaching that with the Rex costume that I'm never going to play Mii, Saw Fighter, or Gunner, or Brawler. I don't give a crap about them. And I don't think many people that play Smash Brothers actually do. They're just there because everyone is here.
Yeah.
So it hurts because it's like, hey, that could have been my second Xenoblade representation I'm looking for, but instead we got Piranha Plant, and then forward in the future we're probably going to get Waluigi in the Fighters Pass. That's 2 Mario reps, and one of them is a post-launch DLC, and the other one is a paid DLC.
It'd be interesting to see if they've got these Fighter Pass characters already locked down, already ready to go, already in development, sort of churning away.
They already know.
Yeah, they would have to.
They do. Sakurai's already pretty much decided, but
yeah, because like since Waluigi's already got an assist trophy, will they go? Okay, we don't care about if he's already an assist trophy and still make him a
they'll
character?
just remove the assist trophy and put him in as a character.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Yeah,
I
don't think they'll do Waluigi. I think I got no idea what characters they'll do.
I hope they don't, because I don't want to be paying the fight. Like I said, I don't want to be paying the Fighters Pass and getting something that probably should have just been in Piranha Plant's spot if they were going to make a Mario rep. That's really silly. I don't know where the design decision come in on that, but you know, again, I have nothing wrong with the character. I just think like the structure of like, hey, you've got Waluigi coming in the Fighters Pass now. Maybe
you do realise when we pick up Smash and I unlock Piranha Plant, I'm going to troll you so bad.
I'll play Piranha Plant.
Yeah, the character looks great.
He looks fine.
I think like
people misunderstand my argument. My argument is that this thing's taking up 2 months of development time after the game's out. He's already mentioned it'll be a couple months.
Yeah,
that's really dumb. I don't like that. And then people argue it's like, oh, they did the same with Mewtwo. I'm like, but Mewtwo was something that people wanted.
Yeah,
I can't say that anybody wanted this prior to it, so of course it's going to have a 50-50 negative reaction, because some people are just going to be like, oh, he's a troll. Everybody's mad about it now, and the other people that are mad about it are just like, why is it the Piranha Plant? Why is it not something that we wanted?
That's what's happening on this podcast right now.
It's 100% what's happening in this podcast right now. Again, I have no problem with Piranha Plant, and I'm sure I would have been happy with him if he was just in the damn game, but
just don't claim your coins and don't get it.
No, I want him because he's a part of the roster.
I want him,
but I don't understand why he is the character out of anything else they could have put in that game. He is the character that's going to take up post-development time, post-release development time. It's really silly. I think it's like poorly timed. I think he could have just been in as a joke character, and he could have been in the game. And just hell, they could have put Incineroar there, and I probably would have been a little bit happier. I don't know why, but it's just because he's a butt of the joke character, and that was it.
Do you think we'll see any huge things from this Fighters Pass, like someone like Banjo-Kazooie?
Well, I think they have to pull out the stops with this Fighters Pass, because it's a hard sell, and he said in the direct it's a hard sell because you don't know what you're getting. So
yeah,
buy the Fighters Pass when you're comfortable with it, or don't buy it at all. He actually said that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like he can't really tell you because they want to
keep it a secret and hype
do it bit by bit. But at the same time, it's like, well, you know, we're not trying to rob you. We just can't tell you.
No, and that's perfectly fair. And I think like that's how people should handle it more often. And I appreciate that he actually did say that. So that's fine, you know.
It's not like the Batman Arkham games where it's like, here's the season pass. We're not going to tell you what's in it. Then it comes out, here's some skins and not a lot.
No, exactly. Yeah. It's commendable that he actually said, if you're not confident in it, don't buy it.
And at the end of the day, you're getting 5 fighters. You know what 5 fighters is going to be.
Yeah, but you don't know who they're going to be.
Even if it's going to be like, don't know, a Goomba. It's just like the Mario fucking enemies. What will you do then?
Yeah, well, that's it.
It's like a Goomba, paratrooper, blooper.
The last argument I want to put in on the subject is that we got these reps, and you know, I've been talking about like, Xenoblade only has 1 rep and stuff like that. I just want to make a case in point that Animal Crossing got a 2nd rep this time around. Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Animal Crossing's huge.
It is huge.
Yeah.
But so is Xenoblade in its own right. It's a JRPG.
It's nowhere near as big as any of these other franchises, though.
It's not, but I would argue that Animal Crossing isn't for everyone either.
Yeah, well, in saying that, it's not about how big it is. It's celebrating Nintendo games. And obviously, Xenoblade 2's huge for the Switch audience. And, yeah. So I guess that doesn't really matter. But
my point is,
but the buzz online. There's a lot more buzz for. What's her name again? What's the dog's name?
Isabel.
That's right. There's a lot more buzz for like Isabel just in the community than there is for like people like Rex and
I understand
whatever.
that.
And then before Rex, there's Gino and
but
other hard to get characters.
Like that's the thing is that's all third party relationship thing.
Yeah,
Rex is something they could have just put in there because,
current game, new character. Yeah,
and I mean the Xenoblade community's crying for another representation. They want to play more Xenoblade characters in the game, and I think that's 100% fair. But if you're going to give something like Animal Crossing a rep as well, there's no reason that Xenoblade couldn't have their rep. There's no reason that there's a bunch of series in there that only have one or two between them.
Yep.
And again, even if it was Zelda and they put Tetra in the game or something like that, I probably would have been happier with that. I think there's just in the end, all right, okay, settled the argument. Put Waluigi in instead of Piranha Plant, so everybody's fucking happy, and we don't have to have 3 Mario reps announced.
Like that is presuming Waluigi comes.
I reckon he will.
Okay, let's have a bet on it. Let's have a bet on it, Bryce.
A bet. All right.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you want to do? Do you want to do a food item or just hard up cash?
You just give me a beer.
A beer? Yeah, that sounds good. All right. So we'll put a beer on the line. Waluigi, is going to be in this Fighter's Pass. Myself, Waluigi is not going to be in the Fighter's Pass. And just for bonus points, Bryce, I'll give you an extra beer. What number in the Fighter's Pass is Waluigi going to be? 1 to 5? You get an extra beer if you nail this.
2.
Number 2.
Yep.
So first up, you get Rex. You're like, thank God, yes.
I'll probably regret this already because my luck is always bad. But it
makes it a bit more interesting. You got to put some weight behind your words, mate.
Yeah, I guess so.
You can't just talk shit on a podcast.
I guess so. We'll move on from it anyway. Cause
yes, please.
Yeah, I don't know. It just hurts. There was also new amiibo. I think this is pretty. I think this is pretty down to key. Amiibo. They're going to sell more amiibo to reflect the fact of the full roster, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. So on the same day the game comes out, we're getting Inkling, Ridley, and Wolf on December 7th. Then on February 15th, we're getting King K. Rool, Ice Climbers, and Piranha Plant. So presumably then we'll have the character in the game. And then later in 2019, we're getting Isabelle, Pikachu, Ren, Young Link, and Daisy. So there you go. The Inkling one looks cool. I've already got Inkling amiibo, so I'm not really fussed about that.
Yeah.
Not really fussed about any of the amiibo, to be honest.
No, I mean the amiibo again. Amiibo or amiibo. If you like collecting amiibo, then go your hardest.
I've got a lot of amiibo. Like I don't know how the Pichu one could be cool. Actually, I wouldn't want a Pichu one. That would be good. Yeah. Yes.
So now that we're back on track, we'll stay on track for the rest of it because again, very context sensitive about where everything was placed in the trailer, especially with the upcoming topics.
Yes.
So the next thing that was put out was no trophies in Smash.
Yeah.
Now this is a big hit for people that really enjoyed trophies, but I've the immediate time I thought about it, I'm just like, how many people actually went back and looked at trophies? And do people really give that much of a shit? Like all that 3D modeling time that they spent on trophies and how much data trophies took up in the game. Does it really matter?
I absolutely love the trophies, but like you said, I didn't go back and check them out that much. But a lot of people who there's either the hardcore Smash players, then there's the Smash players that enjoy the game. But a lot of people really enjoy just the museum aspect of Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
and I do too. And now that's pretty much gone, apart from
the next subject.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I'm not going to miss them, but I understand why they took them out. The rest of the game is huge. It would have taken way too much development time to go ahead and make several hundred trophies.
If they were in it, we wouldn't be getting the game like this year.
No.
That's pretty obvious. The time's gone into the characters, which obviously is the main draw and the most important thing.
It's the focal point of Smash Brothers. It's 100%. So you know what? Fine. I'll miss you trophies, but I'm not going to say that it wasn't a needed cut to have the game like at the time we've got it, and also the file size that we have it at.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
It's gone from an estimated 20 gigabyte down to 13, which means that if you've only got a small SD card, or even if you don't have much on your like main flash system of your Switch, you're going to be able to fit the game on there, and I think that's great. Some would argue you could fit 20 gig on your Switch, and yeah, you probably could, but do you want Smash Brothers in a year from now? You know, it's...
For trophies, yeah.
For trophies, exactly. I just feel like trophies are fun, but they're not...
If they delayed the game a bit, they could get trophies and then Rex in. Think about that.
No, they wouldn't get Rex in because they've already made up their mind on the roster.
They've already put Waluigi in.
They've already got Waluigi planned to break the damn internet.
And you've already gotten your beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
So the next subject is what replaced trophies, which was spirits.
Ooh.
Woo! And he said, not the spooky kind, so I guess this joke is irrelevant.
They're still kind of spooky. They're from a different world and they're just spirits. How is that still not spooky?
Spooky.
Ooh. Waluigi's gonna thug.
So spirits is actually a callback to the sticker system from Brawl.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people didn't pay attention to.
For good reason.
For good reason. There was only really one reason you used stickers, and that was Subspace Emissary. But they weren't really needed either.
No, I never used them.
All they did was increase the stats of the base of the statue you put them on.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had Mario and you put an attack up statue on, he'd do more damage. Or if you put an elemental resist on, anything that uses fire attacks, ice attacks, lightning attacks, or something like that would do less damage. It was kind of a pointless system. You didn't need it for Subspace Emissary. It was 100% pointless.
Maybe if we were hardcore enough and we tried to do the really hard difficulties, maybe...
Oh, yeah, it'd probably make a difference, but I refuse to believe that it was that important that you couldn't just play Smash normally and beat it like that.
Yeah.
But this time they have a bit more of a drawback. So now you have a Smash mode that's based on your spirit party. So you can equip your spirits, you level up those spirits by playing the game, whether it's the new story mode, which we'll talk about later, or even just like local games, and those spirits have different abilities and stuff like that. It could be like you have wind resistance, so if you're on a stage where wind is very present and it like pushes your character around, it won't push your character around as much, or it'll stop pushing you around whatsoever. Or it sort of adds like a couple of really neat effects that could be used in Special Smash.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, multiplayer, the aspect of this for multiplayer is going to be dead.
Yeah, it's not going to be in multiplayer. It's just going to be playing by yourself.
Well, yeah. Nobody wants to rely on spirits as a method to play Smash. No. People are very much with Smash. I would imagine there's a heaps bunch of interesting scenarios that you could create, and like Special Smash might open up and might have all these completely different options in it that where spirits can really utilize.
Yeah.
But I don't think that people are going to care enough about it, because I feel like the Smash community has two faces, and one is no items and bland stages, or items and interactive stages.
Oh, the interactive stages.
But I don't think anybody's going to back out of the menu, go to their spirits, and start equipping spirits so that you can do that sort of thing.
Yeah. Like, to me, it's solely going to be single player. It's going to be just basically just the collection aspect of collecting the spirits. That's what's gonna hook me.
Well, here's the other thing as well, is that Stage Builder is missing. We haven't heard anything about Stage Builder, and I feel like if Stage Builder was in there and you could add your own unique effects to the level and stuff like that, spirits would have more of a use, and you could create mini games based around it. But there's no Stage Builder, so they kind of chop the leg off of it.
Yeah, I don't know if I've just forgotten this from a previous direct, or it just hasn't been said and it's going to be in the game, but there are actually a fair few modes that aren't going to be in this game. Like, just like your events mode and things like that. I know the events mode is kind of what the spirits mode is. It's kind of like blended a single player story into the events mode type of thing. I think that's what it's doing, but
yeah,
it is weird that there's going to be a good handful of modes that won't be in there. So in Smash 4, there was like the trophy hunt and all that. Well, obviously no trophies, so that's not going to be exactly the same anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a fair few things, but just won't be there, which has me a bit concerned.
It does, but again, single player longevity. I'm about that mode in particular, the mode that we'll talk about at the end of the episode because it was the last thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of things are going to be incorporated into that mode. More than we think, but we haven't heard that much about it, so it's really hard to take judgment. I think that you'll see remnants of stuff like Target Smash and all that stuff in there to a degree. I just don't think.
But can you not do that stuff like by itself? Like
I don't know.
Like, can you remember them saying anything in a previous direct about this? I can't either.
Not at all.
Because it was probably the type of thing where we went, oh yeah, of course it is, and just forgot about it. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not overly like pining for I want Target Smash.
Yeah, because like realistically, how much do we play it?
No, we play Smash to fight each other.
Yeah, or fight the computer, or
yeah, exactly. We don't go into the optional menus and do all that stuff. So you know what? Maybe
instead of going on the street and abusing people, you just turn on Super Smash Brothers and get the anger out.
Well, I mean, back to spirits, I guess. There's things that could be done with it, and that's fine. We'll see what happens, but I don't think we're going to find it very endearing to play with multiplayer gameplay.
I do like the rock paper scissors mechanic with the grabs, break, shield. Like the rock paper mechanics is already in the game, but it sort of just highlights it. Yeah, and hopefully that will sort of show it to people who aren't familiar with the like mechanics of Smash of what you should do.
Yeah. I see the genius in that.
Yeah, because like a lot of Smash is saying, all right, they're on the defensive, you grab them. They're trying to grab you, so go on the attack, and things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So next on, while we're talking about people getting into Smash and multiplayer and all that stuff, they talked about wireless and online.
Yes, they did. They did, didn't they?
They did indeed.
They did.
Yeah. So here we go. Local wireless, I think, is pretty self-explanatory, and I think. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, it's going to be very lagless. I would really enjoy just being able to relax on the couch and playing.
There's no reason it shouldn't be. The 3DS version was pretty great for that.
Yeah, exactly. So
you can have a TV each now. You can have 4 TVs, and you'll be like, well, this is unnecessary, but here we are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we could just be sitting on the same couch doing your own thing. But I think, like, just for the sake of. You know, you can position the screen especially when you're portable. You can position the screens and the stuff the way you like it. You're not crowding around a tiny thing. I think that's good, and I really hope that it pulls off well and it runs good and all that stuff. It's very self-explanatory, so there's not much to go into that. So the next portion is the online, and there's a lot of disappointment in this for people that like to play Smash competitively.
It seems just like taking away the 4 glory and taking away the 4 fun, just like 2 options there.
Yeah,
seems to complicate it.
Yeah, so they merged the 2.
It was very streamlined. I don't know. I think they've done it very well. Like, there's 2 very different audiences that play Super Smash Brothers.
Exactly,
and there's 2 very different options you can pick. You can pick 4 glory and you can customize it within that. You can pick 4 fun and customize it within that.
Yeah.
Now it's sort of like it's shown in the director menu that you can sort of toggle on and off, and it sort of tries to match you with people similar to those settings.
Yeah, but if you can't find anybody with these similar settings, it picks one person's rules, and you have to roll with it.
And let's not beat around the bush here. Online for Super Smash Brothers is not going to be any better than it was on Wii U.
Probably not.
It's not going to be any better. It's not
probably not.
Don't expect to go on this going, I'm paying for it now. It's going to be good. Should it be better because you're paying for it? Absolutely, it should be better, but it won't be.
No.
So. Yeah, just seeing this, I'm like, why would you change that? It was so straightforward.
Okay, so let's talk about the major change in this, right? Okay, so they introduced something in Smash 4 that was called Global Smash Power, and that was how you determined where you were on the rankings list and how high of a tier you were playing. Cool. That's how that worked, and it was great.
It's a ranking system.
It worked. Yeah. It worked fine. Now they still have GSP, but you've got to play with these really crappy rule sets. That you haven't made and that are not preset if you're a competitive player until you hit a status that's called elite status. You have to be a certain global smash power depending on the ratio of people that play the game.
What do you know what their ratio is? Did they say? I can't remember now. It's been a couple of days.
Could not tell you. Could not tell you. I'm not even sure if there's any complete information. I think he just said after you reach a certain GSP.
I've got it here actually. So once a player's global smash power is high enough, he or she will be invited to compete against an elite in-game battles. These VIP matches are the best of the best and can offer some serious competition. That was it. All right.
Yeah. So no, it doesn't. It doesn't offer a ratio. You line out your teeth.
Yeah,
boy. So yes,
I'm not lining up my teeth. I was just asking.
No, exactly that. You have to climb the GSP ladder, wading through all the bullshit of people that just don't want to play by your rules, or they don't want to play by yours.
Yeah.
And you have to get to that elite status if you want to play Smash competitively and see people that want to play the same eye-to-eye rule set, which is really stupid. For people that are really into the competitive side of Smash. I don't think casual players will give a shit about it until they hit the elite status. Then they'll probably care because nobody wants to play with items.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what this what the ratio is. Whether it's like top 5%, which is like it won't be that low, but it would be like 40%. Like that would be pretty doable to get into, or 20%. Like it depends on how high in the ranks you have to be because.
Well, because you could just be like, hey, I'm like really climbing in this global Smash power. I'm like having a good day where people are playing by competitive rules. But then you can have a day where it's like, people are playing with Pokeballs and Smash Balls and...
Just getting your ass walloped.
You're just getting your ass walloped by RNG depending on what you pull out of your Pokeballs. So you lose global Smash power because people aren't playing by skill necessarily. They're playing by chance.
Playing with the Beatles only. From Legend of Zelda.
Playing with the Beatles only. You're playing by RNG. Like, it's silly. It's silly, and it's a really stupid... I get that, like, it's struggling to keep a online player base to continuously play Smash. So, with the Wii U version, they obviously got wary off of that because Wii U sold jack shit in consoles. The only thing people remained playing on that was Smash, but even then the community was small. It's really hard to sort of be like, you know, if in Australia, trying to find an Australian to match up with is nigh impossible.
And they did say that it's going to be like location based as well for how they matchmake. So
they did.
Fantastic.
And that's good, but like, I can't tell you anybody that plays online to play for fun.
Well, not now. Not now. Sort of group.
Even without our like outside our group, I can't tell you like that the For Glory community is at the same level as what people are playing for fun, because that's absolutely not true.
No, like a lot of people like I talk to, they're not that much into the Smash Brothers, and they might ask me a question about it, what the new one's gonna be like, whatever, and. They're all about items. I got told to get fucked by Paul James on Dash Culture because I said I like it without items. So there's a lot of people who don't like items.
No, it's perfectly fine to not have items and base your own gameplay on your own player skill. I mean, that's fun. Yeah. It just depends on what you prefer. Whether you want to play Mario Party in Smash Bros. Or you want to play who's got the bigger dick.
Who's got the bigger dick? Who's got bigger dick, Ridley or Daisy? Go.
Daisy. It's very, I understand that there's two very varied styles, but like, it's stupid to be like, fuck one side or fuck the other. But there are people that just like to play Smash in their own perspective ways they play. There's people that enjoy player mechanics more, or there's people that enjoy item mechanics more. You know? That's pretty much how you segregate these two things. I personally enjoy how much better you play your character.
I agree. That we're the same way. We're the same person, Bryce. Pretty much.
Exactly, we're the same person. Yeah, 100%. I think it's important to have like your main that you practice a lot and want to like you endear to get really good at that character, and then you get better at them, and it shows. I think that's important. But that sort of goes to shit if you start playing with somebody who's playing with items or, you know, those sort of rule sets that enable things that aren't player skill based and they're more luck based. So, look, a Beatles landed close to me, pick that up, and there they go. see you, mate, an auto KO item there. Like, that's...
I love it.
It just
when it hits me.
Exactly. Just looking at it from that perspective, it's just sort of, it's a pain in the bum. I understand that people have their own preferences and all that, but playing online, if you want to play for fun, then you should just be able to play for fun. If you want to play for skill, then you should just be able to play for skill. That's why For Fun and For Glory was such a good system, and they've removed it.
I'm hoping to eat my words. Once the game comes out, I'm like, oh, this is better. Okay. Good.
Yeah, I am too, but I'm not confident.
I think we're hoping to eat our words for every negative thing we've said.
Exactly.
This direct.
Exactly.
Obviously, we're beyond excited for this game. This is...
I'm 100% excited.
It's our most anticipated game of the year, and it's like literally the last game to come out of the year, which is...
This just stalled my hype train a little bit because the direct was very messy.
Well, there was a child on the train track, and you had to stop for it, and untie it. But you're going to take off again, Bryce. Don't worry.
So moving on from that, apart from
this is a couple of little online things. So you got your spectator mode. You got your
I was about to talk about that. Now hang on.
Oh well, we've got two hosts here trying to host the show. You go, mate. You go.
Well, I was the one that wrote up a damn script.
Well, you're the.
Just let me talk, alright? I'm getting there. They explain tags.
Yeah.
Tags is a really cool feature. I like that. You beat a person, you get their tag, and you can just keep getting tags if you keep beating them, sort of thing. Which then you exchange for spirits. Don't care about that so much. That's fine. That's just like, hey, look, here's your Smash coins. Spend them on trophies. Same thing.
Yep.
I like this feature because it shows all the people that you've battled.
Yeah, I like that too. I
really like that. And how many wins you've got on them or stuff like that. I just think that's a really neat feature. It's a very simple feature, but cool. I like that. They removed custom short messages.
They did.
I
wonder why.
They replaced them with generic ones because everybody's got "suck my dick" as one, or "eat my waffle," or something.
Oh, I bet Nintendo hated people saying "eat my waffle" online. They're fine with the Miiverse dicks in the background and people just saying "suck a slong," but just "eat my waffle."
Eat my waffle.
But like, we all know Nintendo are pancake people. All right, they do not like waffles.
So that's fine. I'm pretty sure you're the same with that too. I don't really care about that.
Yeah, like I really wanted to tell you "suck my dick," but I'll just do it right here on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Dynamic lobby, which is what you were just talking about just now, was also introduced. It's sort of similar to how party mode lobby works in ARMS.
Yeah, exactly. Great.
Yeah,
that's one of the best lobby features I've seen in a video game.
Absolutely, yeah. And I agree with that. I think it's a really cool dynamic lobby system, and I like that.
You can just be like, you can be in voice chat, like, all right, I'm out. I can't be bothered playing, but I want to stick around and watch and chat. And just move yourself to the grandstand.
Exactly.
Great. Yeah.
This is actually becoming a lot more prominent feature in recent fighting games. Dragon Ball FighterZ actually does the same thing.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's really good, and I appreciate that in there, and it means that more than 4 people can join a lobby at once and sort of just join in. So that's cool. Dynamic lobbying, which is the ability to...
Did you just say dynamic lobbying?
Sorry, I meant...
You meant something.
What I meant to say, I don't know. I've got everything labelled here, and I got things mixed up.
That's all right. Just go on. We get it.
Dynamic lobby part 2, I guess we'll call this. You can actually, while you're in queue looking for people online, you can play other modes.
That's great too.
Yeah, so you can just have a normal CPU match, or you can play a multiplayer match, or something like that.
Like ARMS, yep.
And then people can dip out and do that. Yeah, exactly, like ARMS. And I think that's good. That's what Smash needed, because punching a sandbag or punching a clone wasn't very fun. So thank God for that. I'm happy that that's a thing. We also got some Smash app stuff.
Yes.
Super
Smash World.
Super Smash World, boo! Nintendo app, boo! That's everybody's thing.
So you can save replays and that. So that might.
I was about to say,
cool. Yeah.
I actually don't think the app stuff was too bad, because you can save your replays and you can view them on the app and share them from there.
Oh, you can share them from there on social media.
I'm pretty sure, yes. That's what it seems to be anyway. So I actually think that's I think that's actually a better system than the way that we were sharing it in bloody Miiverse and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Beforehand. I think sharing Smash clips is going to be easier than ever, and that's good.
Well, it's inbuilt into the Switch as well, so you can go straight to Twitter or straight to Facebook anyway.
Exactly, yeah. But you with the share button on the Switch, you could only record 30 seconds of gameplay. You could share whole matches with this.
Yeah.
That's good, and I like that. I think that's really neat.
Someone's going to sit down and just watch a 5-minute Smash match. You just put up on Twitter like, yeah, cool, man. Good for you.
Well, you never know. Sometimes Smash is really interesting to watch. So
yeah.
That's cool. So yeah, perfect. Assist trophies. Not much to say, but a lot of salt come out of assist trophies.
Yeah, a lot of salt. They kind of. This is where the Grinch rumor just went. Oh no!
Everything got deconfirmed, sort of thing. They're like, Majora's not coming, or Isaac's not coming, or Custom Robo's not coming, or
if those Custom
Robo's not coming.
I really enjoyed Ziplash. Now I'm not getting my Chibi Robo.
Yeah, exactly. So there was just like a whole lot of characters. As soon as you see something assist trophy status, it's 100% deconfirmed, pretty much.
Yeah.
So rip in peace those characters that didn't make it, but at the same time, what do you expect?
Yeah, the main one out of that was Isaac. Isaac showing up, you're like,
a lot of people cracked it about Isaac because they hadn't shown anything about him until now. And they're just like, why would you wait this long to show us Isaac? It's like, I don't know, was he that important? And I guess he is important to people, but they're not going to be like, just so you know, guys, Isaac is an assist trophy, so don't get your hopes up. They're not going to do that.
Calm your farm, ladies and gentlemen.
Because that ruins the whole element of surprise, like, of what is coming out in Smash, and if you deconfirm something like that, like, so early on, just by, no, he's not going to be there. Like, it's yeah. I appreciate people that want Isaac in there and stuff, and that's nice, but it happened. There's not a whole lot we can do about it.
It certainly did happen, didn't it?
He's an assist trophy. Rest in peace. Now, here was a real questionable part about the Direct. And this has happened before.
The other features section?
The other features section. So they're like, oh, look, you've got Sentry Mode. I'm like, wow, we have Sentry Mode? That thing we've had since Smash 1?
Wow.
Wow.
The bit what got me was, here's the help section.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
I've got every single bit labelled here. Sentry Mode, help menu, brightness slider, language options.
Language options was cool, though.
That
was pretty decent that you can just swap the language.
Yep. Replays.
Yep, cool.
Tips.
All tips. That's the mode you've been waiting to hear. Yep, she's back, baby.
Records.
Yeah. Oh no. The new records look awesome. No,
But
sorry. I'm thinking of challenges.
Yes.
I'm thinking of challenge. The new challenges.
New challenges look great
with the comic book sort of panels.
Yeah, that's
look
real cool.
Awesome.
But records are just records.
Yeah. Yes.
They're just your characters.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Simplified handicap.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah. That was fun.
Yay. All I wrote with this was why does all this stuff need to be clarified here? I appreciate every minute detail sort of thing, but it's not needed. We didn't need 10 minutes wasted on explaining help menus.
Yeah, well, maybe he thought Sakurai's he sit down doing the script for the Direct and he said, you know what, my audience really need help. So here it is. Here's the help. Yeah, it was weird. Because I said to myself I wasn't going to watch it at 12:30 at night time, so I went to bed and I woke up about 3:30 and I'm like, I couldn't get back to sleep because I'm like, oh, the Smash Direct's out now. So I ended up watching it at 3:30 in the morning.
Yep.
And I'm just sort of laying in bed watching it on my laptop and I'm thinking, when that come on, I'm like, why is he explaining the help?
Why's he doing this? Yeah.
It's like, could you imagine another Direct for another Nintendo game? They're like, oh, if you
Here's the help menu.
It's like if you're in the menu, you can go to the instruction manual. It's, oh, shit, really nice. If you buy the game, you get a blurb on the back of the case, too.
Oh, dear. I didn't want that feature in my game. The blurb on the back of the case.
Are you going to make the argument that if they didn't put the help feature in, they could have put Rex in?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Waste of time. So after that was Me Fighter outfits and...
Yeah, whatever.
As I've said here, a big whoop to most people, but I'll give them credit. Some of these look great. The Yeager one looks great.
I love the Labo one.
The Labo one's kind of cool.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, I'll give it that. A lot, though I don't like the thing that people are coming out with where they were just like, oh, look, there's a potential DLC character because they had the Labo robot fighting next to him. Okay. I was like, oh, it's a potential DLC character. I'm like, that's not a potential DLC character.
Probably not.
No. If somebody put the robot from Labo in as a character, I think people would scream.
You got these these iconic Nintendo characters, and you just got
the robot from Labo.
Some cardboard creation kit they brought out recently. So that's in the game.
Then again, like I've been wrong. I've been more wrong about things like Wii Fit Trainer.
Yeah.
Like, why the hell does anybody want Wii Fit Trainer in the game? But everybody just sort of accepts her now, so that's fine. But no, that's not a character.
The costume is
that's not a character.
More than enough for
it is 100%
what
more than
Labo
enough.
Is. Yeah,
100%.
What were some other standout ones? Do you have any listed there?
I don't have them 100% listed, but they had Custom Robo. They had a Chibi Robo one. They had Yeager Clan. They had.
That's right. Yep.
There was. There was a whole handful of them. Some of them look great. And, I mean, to its credit, the Rex one also looks good, but it's not what I wanted.
Yeah, it's not Rex,
So, fine. But, I avoid playing Me Fighter because I hate the fact that I've got to go ahead and customize everything that I need for my Me Fighter, and I don't find them interesting, and they're banned in most situations that they're in when it comes to tourneys. So it's just... Yeah, I don't know, because they can't rank them. They can't rank them properly because there's just so many different customizations to them, and that's nice, but they're Mii's. Yeah,
I mean, I love the idea of them, but yeah, it's just not a character I use that often.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now I've also got listed here the pass bonus, the Piranha Plant for early investors. We've already talked about these. Nothing else to be said. The second to last thing they announced was more playtesting in America with the full version.
Yep.
Some stuff has actually been coming out of this, which is cool. We're seeing a lot more combinations of fights and mechanics of characters and stuff like that, and I think that's really neat. But it's a big whoop to us because we're not playing it.
We're not in America, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We're not playing it, so it's just, whatever. Now, here's the last thing of the entire Direct. The last thing, and this has got me pretty hyped, and this kind of saved the Direct a little bit for me.
It 100% did.
100%. World of Light was announced, which is the new single-player experience, akin to what I would call Subspace Emissary 2.
Do you want me to read how Nintendo actually phrased it in their press release? So, World of Light then may not be a single-player adventure like adventure mode Subspace Emissary from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but something has caused the numerous video game characters in the game to lose their bodies and transform into spirits. While today's Nintendo Direct video provides some sneak peeks, Masaru Sakurai, the director of the Super Smash Bros. Series, wants to keep some parts of the new adventure mode a secret until the game launches. Yeah, that's it.
So it's not 100%. It's not 100% Subspace Emissary. It's probably not going to be super cutscene heavy or something like that. But it looks fun. It looks like an adventure map, like you would see in Donkey Kong Country, and every stage is fighters that are custom tailored.
Yeah, taken over by spirits, and they sort of represent who that spirit is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So one of the first ones they showed off in the blurb and stuff, in the post CG, in the actual gameplay was there was a spirit that took over Mario or something like that, and he can shift to metal at times in the fight and stuff like that. I think that's really cool. I like custom tailored fights, and that's why events mode was so cool, because event mode fights were custom tailored fights. So this is going to be the same thing, except it's put on an adventure map.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like it, and I like how they had this big CG cutscene before it, sort of explaining how spirits were made and stuff like that, and like what's happening. It starts off with Kirby, and he goes off a bit. That cutscene was really cool, and we actually got lyrics to the Smash Bros. Theme.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah,
I was not expecting lyrics. I heard music coming, and then I was just like, oh. I found it interesting. They also gave characters several voices in that CG trailer too.
Yeah, we're going to be blurting out those lyrics in the car. However it went, I can't
like
yeah.
But let's talk about the CG trailer for a second. Fox taking the lead there.
Yeah, it looks sick. Yeah.
Don't let a single one get away. And then Marth with his English voice, his new brand spankly new English voice, was like, we'll each need to take 10 of them. Yeah. And then Zelda's just like,
Zelda spoke. Yeah,
no running away. And Pit's like, yeah, we can do this sort of thing. Sorry, I'm trying to think back on the script here, mate. All right?
Just describing it that way, it's like, yeah, man, sounds sick.
Yeah, man, sounds sick. No, I think like, and there was so many small details in that trailer too. I don't know if you noticed much of it, but it was sort of like,
I was half asleep at the time, I will be honest. Yeah.
Snake was like trying to hide because that's the thing he's best at. Sonic reached back for Pikachu to try and help him. He slowed down for Pikachu and got caught for it.
Yeah.
Palutena tried to shield it, but then she was captured. And as such, Dark Pit and Pit lost the power of flight, so they slowed down and got caught. There's like heaps of really minute details in that part of the thing. There's a theory going around at the moment that because Shulk had a vision of everybody getting captured, there was a theory that Shulk used Monado's speed on Kirby, because the cameras panned down at Kirby's eye level at the time that he looked back. So he used Monado's speed on Kirby so that he could get away quicker.
Oh, right. Wow.
There's so many small, minute details, and like people are still sort of picking apart that trailer because there was a lot of stuff in there that was like,
yes, Sakurai wouldn't put together a thing like this and just have it be like, the characters are here, they all disappear, the end. Yeah, like there's a lot of detail into every single little bit of character interaction there.
Yeah, so like it adds a lot more heart to it as well. It sort of explains through the CG how spirits are taking over like faux bodies or whatever. Had like a statue of Mario and a clone was made of it, and then spirits take over the clone and fight using those bodies. The enemy, the big thing in the sky, it starts with a G. I think it's called Grima or something like that. Right. I can't remember what it's called. So it's not Taboo, like contributory to what everybody thought it was.
He's back, baby.
Yeah, no Taboo, baby. So he's a brand new enemy. He's got a brand new power, and obviously he's like turned everybody into spirits, and spirits are running rampant with clones of Mario and stuff like that. The custom Taylor fights that they went through on the map scene with the spirits, again, they look really cool, and I like that they got some sort of thing going on there. Yeah. This is where spirits come more into play, because you can get spirits that like reduce wind resistance, but you might get into a stage where a spirit summons a powerful wind and pushes you one direction all the time. So you have to have a wind resist spirit on.
It's very much like the events mode we're used to in past Smash Bros games.
Yeah. It's just that like they've given spirits, which are trophies replacement, they've given them more meaning, which is why I'm not too fussed about having spirits in the game in place of trophies,
even though they are just like a picture rather than something you can inspect and look at.
Which sucks, but that means there could be a lot more of them too.
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of them.
You know, I'm not saying that you should go out and collect them all, but it just means that, you know, they have spirit parties and stuff now, and you have to
spirit parties. I held up my beer when I said that too.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're drinking the wrong drink for that, mate.
Yeah, it's not Furphy today, is it?
No, it's Carlton Dry today.
Yeah.
So I I appreciate that they're trying to give them more of a meaning, and that's great. They're not trophies, but shit happens. They're not trophies.
Shit happens.
You got spirit parties. You can level up your spirits, so they end up getting stronger. Their stats are a little better, or
Seemed
whatever.
very mobile-esque, that sort of portion of it.
Yeah,
setting them out. Yeah.
You know what? I won't say that it's unneeded, because I mean, shit, we got Pokemon Quest, and that's obviously doing okay.
Yeah.
So if it's something that you can pick up, put down, and that you organise your spirits around a little bit, make sure you've got the right ones for your next fights and stuff.
In between a couple of games, and
yeah. You know, that's sort of cool. I'll appreciate that for the most part. But I'm just excited at the new idea. I know they're saying it's not quite Subspace Emissary, but I'm excited at the idea of having a new story mode again.
Too.
I know that Subspace was a little long for some people and all that stuff, but I really enjoyed it. I think it added a lot more charisma to the Smash Bros. Universe.
It's like with Smash 4, the criticism I would have is obviously Smash Tour was rubbish.
It was rubbish.
And that maybe for a lot of people, the single-player content wasn't there.
Yep.
There wasn't a lot to do just by yourself if you're not just flicking your veins away, just wanting to play game after game like we are.
Yeah.
So hopefully this will fill that void, and it looks like it should.
Yeah.
It should. If it's engaging enough for most people.
Yep. It's Subspace 2 to me, and that's fine by me. They've given the game more personality, more of a drive. Smash 4, we obviously didn't have that.
Yeah.
So going from Brawl to Smash 4 to Smash 5, it was sort of just like Brawl had a lot of personality in Subspace Emissary, and it had a story to follow. Smash 4 was like, where's the story gone? And then Smash 5, it's like, we've got a story again. So, you know, obviously people must have liked it enough for, you know, Sakurai to be like, oh, people seem to enjoy this to a degree.
People like
we should probably put in another one.
Market it as not that thing, but maybe it is that thing. But you won't know until you buy the game.
See, I just think that it's probably the thing that saved a lot of 100%, a lot of my 100% disappointment shining through from that direct, because everything else they've done prior to this direct was so strong. I'm glad he waited until now to reveal World of Light. Otherwise, that direct would have been a complete train wreck.
I mean, we got the help section outlined, so there was that.
The help section. So you know what? Let's dump our overall thoughts here, and we'll start off with you because I've talked a lot today.
Yeah, I've talked a lot.
Because I was prepared. I was really prepared.
You were. And you're telling me over Facebook message like, oh, like, you know, you got your salt, you got the cap unscrewed. You're gonna just put it all over your palmy.
Pour it out. I think it's perfectly fine to have criticisms, but
absolutely,
it's 100% fine to have criticisms. And there's a topic that someone has suggested to us that we won't break into today. But
you sure? We can fit it in. I was thinking I've got it up.
You want to fit it in?
I was thinking about fitting it in.
All right, let's fit it in.
We'll cap off our thoughts.
We'll cap off our thoughts, and we'll go with that, and we'll talk about it briefly. Go.
I feel like we're really critical about this because we really care about Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people might have watched this direct and been, oh, whatever, pretty lame, don't really care. But we're gonna like get into all this shit like not having full glory and full fun as their own separate modes. We're gonna like get into the real nitty gritty because we really care about this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like I cannot wait. It hasn't killed my hype whatsoever at all. I just watched this and went, all right, we got the information on a sort of adventure mode maybe thing, and got some characters which are fine, and yeah, that's what I got out of the 40 minutes, to be honest.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not disappointed. Not disappointed. I'm really happy with what I was shown.
Okay, so personally, I'm disappointed, but I'm disappointed probably more that they didn't think it out correctly. You know what? I think if you announced Incineroar and Piranha Plant, couple months ago and put Richter and Simon in here, that would have made that a lot better. I think if they structured it so you put Spirits and Light of World together in the same explanation and delved on it more.
That was weird. That's what we talked about earlier. Off the microphones. Yeah.
Yep.
Just the fact they talked about Spirits mode and we were just like, all right.
Why does this matter?
Seems really lame. But then they're like, oh no, it's the story mode with a pretty sick cutscene to at least kick it off.
Yeah.
So,
if they attached these two things together, it would have made a lot more sense. If you cut out that 10 minutes of bullshit about menus, fine. Less time in the direct, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there was really poor design choice in the online, as you've already mentioned. I think that For Fun and For Glory was a system that people wanted, and I think that he was overthinking it too much when he thought that merging the two together would save the player base, because the thing that suffered with the player base was the shit Wii U sales.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, definitely.
It's not the Switch's fault.
Even at PAX, there were two lines for Super Smash Brothers. There was For Fun and there was For Glory. You could either go and play the demo For Glory, which we did, with no items, or you could go For Fun and play with items.
Exactly, and they labelled it as such.
Yeah, like the Nintendo rep's like, "Do you want to play For Fun or For Glory?" And we said,
For Glory! Because we enjoy our characters.
And he's like, yeah, well, you're on the right line. But now it's like, For Fun and For Glory, you're on the same line and you might not get these settings.
This is the perfect analogy.
It really is, yeah.
It's 100% the perfect analogy. It's just so frustrating that they're going and separating online this hard. Joining them together and just...
Nintendo Online's like someone doing a backflip and just landing on their neck and breaking their neck.
Yeah.
So it's like, alright.
Oh, I've seen a video of that happening too.
Sorry, you're gonna have to do the 10-minute or 5-minute drive, however long it takes to get here, or vice versa. You're gonna have to play with me at local. And you're not allowed to move away, and you're not allowed to have a life, alright? You're gonna have to be around at all times to play Super Smash Bros. That's just how it's gonna be.
It's just a really dumb thing. And one thing I do appreciate is they made it very clear in there that if you're gonna play online, you probably should have a LAN adapter. I think
every single time they mention online
LAN adapter,
whether it was the Wii U version or whatever, it's like, just use the LAN adapter. Please use the LAN adapter, because internet is
shit.
Yes.
And I'll buy a LAN adapter for Smash. You know what? I'll buy one. So, yeah. I think...
Come on December 7th.
I think come on December 7th. Sucks that the Direct really did not meet an expectation that I was really hoping for. Banjo for Smash, so let's hope for that in the Fighters Pass. And I suppose we'll just see what
Banjo,
happens.
no Kazooie? No, whatever.
You're very funny.
Hilarious.
And I'm just hoping that it all sort of culminates and comes to a point where we can, be happy with the game eventually, and just go with it. And I'm sure we will. Look, Smash is going to be Smash, and it's going to be the best Smash yet. I just think that this last Direct, I think the plan of release for Direct for information was poorly timed. I think if you put Simon and Richter in this, it would have saved a lot of the Direct.
Even then, they could have just, with the information they did put out, they could have just restructured it better. They could have said, mate, you don't have to explain the help menu. No one, whether you're casual or hardcore, no one cares about the help menu.
Or a brightness slider.
Oh, I care about the brightness slider, Bryce. Let's not get too critical on the brightness slider.
All right. Anyway.
So
bring on December 7th. Now,
so our good friend and listener of the show, Jamie Penningh, asked us a question in the Discord, which actually was very relevant to this Smash Direct.
I'll agree to that, yeah.
Yeah, I personally haven't been looking around the internet that much, but
I have.
Mr. Internet here, fucking Mr. Reddit connoisseur. So
Reddit and Smash connoisseur here.
So we got Jamie here in the Discord. He says, it's the issue of the gaming opinion versus gaming entitlement. It seems to come out after a game gets a big load of information that comes out for a particular game. There's always a majority of people that believe that because something they wanted in the game didn't happen, and that they can take the issue with it with it to the 9th degree is basically... and basically flame anyone around them. My reading's just fucking retarded at the moment.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I'm going to go into this with a little bit of context and give you some examples.
Just hold on, sorry, I haven't finished.
Oh.
Sorry. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and of course people can be disappointed. It's when people take it to the next step when it's a problem. No one should feel entitled to have what they want in the game ever. Games are entertainment made for us. We can influence, but we cannot make decisions at the developer level on their behalf. End quote.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to burst into this with a couple of examples because as much as I agree with this statement, and Jamie, I think you're very right for the most part, I really think that there is two sides to this coin and they both have negatives.
Mm-hmm.
More so on the side that Jamie is fighting for, and that's perfectly fine. But there is a lot of people also saying that people are just entitled because they're disappointed because of the direct. There is nothing wrong with disappointment.
Of course not.
You are 100% allowed to be disappointed if something doesn't meet your expectations, especially when they've been smashing out like they have and then end off with this. It was very disappointing. Now, you can't really go around calling people entitled just because they weren't happy with it. You are not supposed to be a sheep and just follow everything that they want to put in front of your face. You are 100% allowed to be opinionated and disappointed with something.
Do you want to listen to this Nintendo podcast if we're just like, yay, 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 yay?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, they do a shitty thing. Oh, who cares? Yay.
Yeah, you listen. I would like to hope that people listen to us for an unbiased opinion, and that's what I appreciate with this platform is I can put out my unbiased opinion and do my own thing. Now, in saying that, while there is that negative on that side, you should absolutely not call people entitled because they're disappointed with something or whatever, stuff like that. It is absolutely not okay to start going out there and telling people to kill themselves because they thought it was okay, or telling people to kill themselves because it wasn't what they wanted.
It's definitely the way they word their comments, isn't it? So it's like Sakurai, kill yourself because you didn't put X thing in the game. It's like whoa,
yeah, calm the hell down.
Whoa. It's a video game. I know this is money you're putting on the table. This is money we're all putting on the table. This is something we're really passionate about and we're going to be playing for years to come. But shit, man.
Now I think you actually don't see as much of this on Reddit. You do see people say, why are you disappointed? You shouldn't be disappointed. You got this, you got that. You see that a lot. But I actually find that it is way worse on Smashboards. And this is really disappointing from somebody who's a member of the community. Not so much Smashboards, but just as a Smash player in general.
Just a Nintendo fan, yeah.
Just a Nintendo fan in general. You shouldn't be going on Smashboards and saying that Sakurai's a shit developer because he didn't do what you wanted. He's 100% not a shit developer.
He's obviously not.
He is a very, very, very hard-worked man. He's worked a lot to get this stuff out for you guys. He's,
and his bosses.
and his bosses. And he's not stopped working, even though he's had injuries that he should be tending to and all that stuff. He's just kept going. And work is a very sensitive subject in Japan because someone like Sakurai would be at his job over 50 hours a week.
Easily.
He's
for a game like Super Smash Brothers.
Being a salaryman for a household in Japan, that is a huge thing. He probably doesn't get to spend a lot of time with his family because he's doing this for you. Again, you're allowed to be disappointed with what he puts out. I'm saying that's completely fine, but going and saying that Sakurai should stop being a developer because he didn't do what you wanted, or telling him that I'm going to send a bomb or throw eggs at your house, what are you kidding yourself?
That is a lot of the gaming community not at a large, but in any game community you look at, whether it's Assassin's Creed or
I actually
Call
think
of Duty.
Smash Brothers is one of the worst for it. And that's really sad.
There is a lot of entitlement in the Smash community. That's for sure.
Huge amount of entitlement in the Smash community. But there is a very analytical side of the Smash community.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people seem to tie disappointment or anger that something wasn't in there with, oh, you're entitled. I hate that word so much.
I don't even know why that's a thing. Like you saying you really want Rex in, you're disappointed because there's another Mario character. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, Bryce, you're entitled. Don't worry about it. It's like, come on. Like,
no, it's definitely not. It's definitely not entitlement. I'd like to think that I had a very good reason to be disappointed.
Yeah.
But like, if they had not shown Rex in that direct at all, in any form, and had said, "Oh, he just missed the mark," I probably wouldn't have even thought about it.
He just missed the mark. Where's this other character?
Missed the mark,
but he's still making it. He's still coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That is the thing that ticks me off about it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely not that Piranha Plant is in the game. I'm sure he's going to be a fun character, and I'm sure I'm probably going to play him. I'm just not happy with the way that they've dealt with it.
Yeah,
and there is 100% no problem with that at all. And I'm not saying that from a biased perspective. I'm saying that, yes, there is people that are worse in the world that are like, I'm not buying your game, Sakurai, you piece of shit, die.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I don't know how anybody on planet Earth can be that cynical of something like that. There is over 70 characters in this game, and you're going to be shitty because one of yours didn't make it. And you're going to say you're going to boycott the game, or you want Sakurai to quit his job or something like that because
if they're that much into Super Smash Brothers where they're really eating up the news, really passionate, and they're really upset that this one thing isn't there, coming from personal experience, how the hell are you going to boycott this game? Of course you're buying the game.
You're buying the game.
You will not resist this game.
No.
No way in hell.
No, because they'll go back to Melee.
You're a better man than me if you can resist Super Smash Brothers Ultimate because your one character's not there. I'll tell you what.
No, Drew, they'll go back to Melee. It's fine. They don't care.
Have fun. Have fun with that.
Have fun with, K. Rool and Ridley.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The things that you've been friggin' wanting for so long.
Have fun with your just no HD. Have fun with your... Have fun. That's what life's about, though. Having fun. That's all right. Go back to Melee.
Go back to Melee, miss out on all the cool opportunities that you're going to have with this upcoming game, and just pretend that you hate Sakurai to death. That man has worked a hell of a lot, and we've talked about it a lot too.
Yeah.
He's one of the hardest working developers in that industry, alongside even just people that worked on Red Dead Redemption with their really bullshit 100-hour weeks and all that stuff.
Turned out not to be true, but yeah.
Well, they probably were overworked. I feel like that game is really incredible, but there's a reason something like that started. Yeah. It wouldn't be 100-hour weeks, surely, but they probably were overworked to hell.
People overwork, but I think it turned out to be their choice because they'll...
Oh, it would be 100% their choice. But that's what I'm saying. You can't discredit hard work.
No.
And Sakurai, as the head of this series, is a very hard-worked man because he's too busy trying to keep everybody happy, but also trying to make the game he wants to make.
And the game he at least thinks we want as well. Like,
he wouldn't have put Ridley and K. Rool in there if he didn't think he wanted it.
No. Ridley's too big. He's too big.
He's 100% too big.
He's too big.
But they sized him down for you.
Yeah, for you. Yeah, for you.
They gave him a move set that's like super memorable with both K. Rool and Ridley.
And that was for you.
And that was exactly
for you. No, I'm pointing to Bryce, but I'm saying for you. Listening to this right now.
He did it because people wanted it.
He saw your Facebook post.
He has absolutely 100% no reason to do this if he didn't want to. But he did it because Smash fans are passionate.
We are.
And he understands their passion, and he's passionate about the game too. So you know what? He did it for you. He finally did it. He finally 100% did it.
He upsized Olimar. He downsized Ridley. The man's a genius. Look at that.
Exactly. The man's a genius.
Wow.
He's got a shrink ray.
Pikachu's almost as big.
He's got a shrink ray with a reverse option.
Pikachu's as big as bloody half the size of Ridley. Like, it's a game and a half. It really... just
how did they get that dragon so small?
Yeah, how did they do it? How did they do it? In Super Smash Bros. Brawl, he was huge. He was about 10 times the size of your.
He was the size of Halberd.
Yeah. Now he's tiny. How do you make it so small?
He had a really good shrink ray. All right.
Wow. Game development's crazy, man. It's amazing what you can do.
Game development.
Crazy.
Oh wow! But it's a really tough subject, and I know we're sort of making light of it now, but yeah, this community should be coming together and reveling in the fact that we're getting a new Smash Brothers soon. We should be making a discussion, not telling people to kill themselves or
fucking hell
to boycott. Or to boycott the game because Isaac didn't get in, or Shadow didn't get in, or Banjo didn't get in. I'm a massive advocate. I want Banjo and Smash Brothers, but
I know Delphine Duran's in the
he really
Discord.
wants Shadow.
He was disappointed Shadow's not there, and that's fair enough.
That's perfectly fine. You're 100% allowed to be disappointed.
I thought Shadow was just a shoo-in, to be honest. Just like, oh yeah, an echo of Sonic, cool, easy, done.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
that is the end all and be all of it. You're allowed to be disappointed, and like I'm disappointed that Banjo's not in Smash, but maybe he'll come in the Fighters Pass, and if he doesn't, well shit, I've missed out on Banjo again. But I've wanted Banjo since Melee.
Well, you've got Duck Hunt Dog, and he's got a skin that makes him look like Banjo Kazooie.
Oh yes, that's 100% enough. The only reason I played that character was because I liked the idea of it, and it was close enough to Banjo.
I love Duck Hunt Duo, dude.
I do love Duck Hunt Duo. They're some of my favorite characters in Smash, but it's just it's really disappointing that this, especially, this is a perfect episode to base it around. I don't know why I was going to skip it.
Yeah, definitely.
This is really like it's a really important talk, and I understand that it's heavy-handed.
It is a fine line between being like, I'm disappointed, like I want this, and then like, I should have had this. It should be in the game. There's a fine line between sort of
absolutely.
how you can balance that.
Yeah. I guess it's just a case of being kind to one another, or
good life advice.
You don't
a good person.
You don't have to be grateful if you don't like these things.
No.
You don't have to tell someone to kill themselves if you don't like these things.
Just don't tell anyone to kill themselves. It's full stop. Just don't do it. You don't know where people are at in their life.
I'm sorry, but it is the thing that gets thrown around a lot, and I mean it's the same thing with just to cap on it. What happened with Diablo yesterday? Did you hear about that?
No.
A Diablo mobile game was announced at BlizzCon.
Oh.
People are very disappointed.
Oh, boo-hoo.
They're super disappointed, and they gave shit people at the press conference. They have it all on video. The crowd gave them shit. They're like, boo, what is this crap? Whenever they took questions, they were just like, why?
Just keep playing Diablo 3.
Well, people wanted Diablo 4, instead they got Diablo Immortal. And the worst part about that is that today I'm reading Twitter posts where people are just like, there was this one developer that actually put up a post, and he's like, oh, you guys, and I'm pretty sure he's actually working on the game too. He's just like, you guys are misogynist because you attribute, the reason you don't want Diablo on a mobile platform is because the mobile platform is saturated with female gamers, which is absolutely not true. And that's another bad side of the argument. Like, you think you're being good here, but you're not being good here. People don't want a Diablo game on mobile because they want Diablo 4. And I know that they're not the same team working on it, but they're disappointed because what's going to happen with that Diablo game? It's going to be riddled with microtransactions. It's going to have pretty bad controls. It's going to suck the life out of your phone battery. There's other reasons people are disappointed in it. It's not because they're entitled and they're misogynist because girls play games on phones.
I guess it's kind of like we're waiting for the sequel to Breath of the Wild, and Nintendo makes an announcement. There's a Zelda announcement coming. You're like, oh, this is it. And then we get Zelda Mobile. It's free to play. Rupees are real currency, and so it's exactly what happened with the Pokemon announcements, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Yeah, exactly what happened there. We're like, oh shit, this is it. This is the Switch game. Then it comes out like, oh, this is a remix of Sun and Moon, a game we personally didn't like anyway. Exactly. So we're disappointed, and
dude, you're allowed to be disappointed, but I'm not about to go out and say Junichi Masuda needs to quit, even though he's already considering it.
Yeah, that was news the other day too.
That
yeah.
was news the other day. So, our next Pokemon game might not be directed by him, but he's also the man that said that
The last.
then kids aren't interested in the Battle Frontier because mobile games.
No, the last two Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon weren't directed by him.
Yeah.
The guy who said that, which I can't remember his name right now. It's a Japanese name. I'm bad with names anyway.
Yep.
He's the one who said that.
Okay.
So he might be the one taking over the Pokemon franchise.
Oh dear.
So keep that in mind.
Oh.
So if he takes over, he might be the one who doesn't believe in a post game. He's just like, yeah, beat the gyms, you're done. Move on to the next Nintendo game. We don't care. So that's another disappointment. Pokemon. We've talked plenty about Pokemon. And in some way, I do expect a good post-game because we've had it before, and these are expensive games.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
So,
and we want a challenge after we finish the main portion of the game. It's... Oh, I don't know. Look,
getting rolled up now. Tell you what, Rex didn't get you done. This Pokemon stuff will.
It all pertains together. It's disappointment thinking about it, but I'm not about to say, please just quit your job.
Yeah, no, just
because that's not my decision, and I'm not going to send him hate mail and say you've done a bad job or anything like that.
Make a more enjoyable product, please.
Just make a more enjoyable product. We'll buy it. I'll guarantee you we'll buy it, and we'll pay the shit out of it too. Cutting your own development time and costs because you don't believe kids would be interested or people would be interested. That's silly. Anyway, going a little bit off topic. So,
damn Pokemon, put the Battle Frontier back in. That's all we're saying. We're entitled to it, aren't we, Bryce? Entitlement to it.
So let's just cap this thing off. I think I've tried to cap it off a couple times now because it's a very sensitive subject.
Anyway, how's the weather?
Shut up. As Jamie said, do not mistake disappointment as entitlement, and do not run around telling people that they're stupid for being happy about things, because it's not true. If your favourite character didn't make it in Smash, don't start sending hate mail. Don't do some stupid crap like that. There's a Fighters Pass coming. If you want to pay the $32.50, cool. If you don't want to pay the $32.50, don't.
Maybe wait a year until the characters are out, see if they're there, and purchase them that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to blindly buy it because I'm a sheep. No, I just want a complete Smash Bros. Experience, regardless whoever's in the roster.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll enjoy whoever gets released.
Exactly. So. Yeah, I'm not going to forego that pass and extra fighters just because I don't know who they are. I like a complete roster.
I want the Wii U to be a character. Just punch him. No, you're doing the training mode instead of the punch it back. It's just a Wii U. Just whittle it down.
Sad times.
Yeah.
Just be a nicer person. And that goes for both sides. You don't have to be a blind fan and recognize that people, and not recognize that people have their complaints, and you don't have to be a blind hater and realize that, and not recognize that people are actually enjoying this game.
Yeah.
As it's coming out in information, like it's pretty simple, really.
Yeah. As you were saying, don't be a blind fan. I was just throwing my wallet at my Switch, trying to pre-order Smash. So
toss it in, get it in there, pre-order that Smash. So that being said, it's an expensive month ahead for Nintendo fans. There's a lot coming out.
2 games.
2 games, but then you got the Pokeball peripheral if you really want that. You've got the Smash Pass. You got Smash in itself. There's already a couple third-party releases this month also that come out as well. Warriors Orochi 4 and stuff, which...
You picking that up?
Look, I almost picked it up the other day, but I didn't. And then Barry went up to Mount Gambier and picked up the only copy that was in the EB store.
The only copy?
The only copy. I almost bought that copy out from underneath his ass, but he bought it 16 hours later.
No, you have to get it on the digital shops.
No, I'll order it when it's cheaper. I'll find it. I'll probably find it for maybe about $40 in a couple months.
Oh yeah, they go down pretty quick, do they?
On sites like Oz Game Shop, they do. I think, yeah. That's how I got Warriors Orochi 3 for Wii U. I got that for like $26.
How's Oz
Brand
Game
new.
Shop going these days? I haven't actually
it's
used
okay.
it for years.
It's okay.
Because their prices were they're pretty much the same.
I love how we're talking about Oz Game Shop right now. Yeah, they're not too bad, I guess.
Yeah, because if you don't know what Oz Game Shop is, basically importing the games from Europe, so they're a bit cheaper. But
Yeah.
recent years they've been more expensive than they would have been just going to Big W or
Yeah.
JB or whatever you have.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just playing a song for the Nintendo Jukebox.
Oh, okay.
Just saying what it is.
Probably should have made up your mind on it earlier.
Yeah, well, the host did not have the most toast this week, Bryce.
Well, did you find something you wanted to?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
What is it?
Well,
Or is it a Smash song?
well, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for listening to.
But is it a Smash song? I'm asking you this question.
No, it's a Mario Kart song.
No, put on a Smash song.
I can't find a
Find a
friggin'
Smash song. You know what? Put the theme in.
All right, fine. We'll try and find the We'll try and put the lyric song in.
We will find it. It won't be that hard.
And if we don't, you're not hearing it.
No, it'll 100. I will 100% find it.
You will?
And we will thank everybody for listening to the House of Mario today.
Oh, yes. Everybody, thank you very much for listening to the House of Mario episode 70. I've been Dragny. Who have you been today, Bros?
Salty fan 7274500.
Salty fan. Did
Salty
you make
fan.
that username just to post some Super Smash stuff, or
Yeah.
mine's actually entitled Gamer 69, but
entitled Gamer 69420.
yes. We've got shit. Well, I'm all over the place today. Jesus. We've got a Discord community. Be linked down in the show notes. If you'd like to support the show, go to iTunes, leave us a 5-star review. And if you're not into the Apple ecosystem, stuff like that, we've got SoundCloud, Spotify we're on now.
Spoofy.
Yeah, Spoofy. And all those types of places you can leave a review, feedback, whatever, etc. You can find me at iDruby on Twitter. You can find the show at the House of Mario and Bryce.
You find me at IV Revan.
Nice. IV Revan, eh?
IV Revan.
IB Revan.
IV.
Yeah, it's a V, guys. If you
Not
search
Ib Revan, Iv Revan. There you go.
Ib Revan. Shit, I put my phone down after I looked for the Nintendo Jukebox.
And of course, we're a part of the 8-Bit Collective.
Yes.
10 podcasts, 22 podcasters, working each week to bring you some cool stuff for your ears. I thought I'd better chuck that in there before you announce the jukebox.
Stuff for your ears. We've got ASMR.
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 Anything from pop culture to D&D to gaming to movies.
And news.
And,
Got news and stuff too.
And news as well, yeah. Can't forget good old Jack Cruz. It is what it is.
Yeah, just coming off PAX, actually, like meeting the guys we hadn't met and just catching up with the guys we had met. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Had a lot. It was your first PAX. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah, I can't wait for next year. It'll be fun.
Mm.
And I'll bring more money this time and actually have a good drink.
You had a pretty good drink, mate. Don't you give me that?
Good bullshit. No, not really. Not enough to be like, ah.
Yeah, well, I didn't either. But it's pretty tiring, actually. Like,
well,
especially
I was looking at my wallet more. Otherwise, I probably would have got smashed a couple nights. Anyway,
yes. Anyway, the Nintendo Jukebox is the fucking all over the place. Jesus Christ!
it's the Smash Brothers Ultimate theme. It is Lifelight. If you haven't,
That's what the song's called.
No, it's called Lifelight.
Lifelight.
It is actually called Lifelight, and we will find it and we'll plop it in here.
Enjoy. We'll see you next week.
Enjoy Lifelight. Enjoy it a lot,
please. For the love of God.
Yes, enjoy something, Smash. Instead of just talking about disappointments and people.
Enjoy it, you self-entitled.
Enjoy it or we'll kill.
Oh, God. Hypocrites.
Anyway,
see you next week.
Love you all. Bye.
Colors weave into a spire of flame. Distant sparks call to a past still unnamed. Bear this torch against the cold of the night. Search your soul and reawaken the undying light. On that day when the sky fell away, our world came to an end. In our eyes cold of